Welcome to Emma Wonders, the podcast in which we look at the psychology of human behaviours and try to answer questions we often wonder about in life. So, tell me something. Have you ever looked around at other people and thought, they've got it all together? Why can't I? You try harder, work more, smile wider, but still, that thought lingers in the background like a low hum. I'm not good enough. Let's talk about that today. This feeling of never quite measuring up shows up in different ways. Maybe you overwork yourself, constantly chasing achievement after achievement. Or maybe you withdraw, thinking, what's the point of trying when I'll just mess it up anyway? It's like you're walking on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. You're sweating, exhausted, but not getting anywhere. Why do so many of us feel this way? Well, one big answer? Comparison. You know that quote by Theodore Roosevelt? Comparison is the thief of joy. It's true, but it's also the thief of enoughness. We're constantly bombarded. Social media, success stories, highlight reels of other people's lives. And so, we build this invisible measuring stick in our minds. Every post, every person becomes a mark we use to measure our own worth. But here's the secret nobody tells you. You're measuring your behind the scenes with someone else's trailer. And you'll always come up short. But comparison isn't the only culprit. Sometimes this not good enough feeling starts way earlier. Maybe you had a parent or teacher who was hard to please. Maybe you were praised only when you performed well. Psychologist Dr. Kristin Neff talks a lot about self-compassion. And she says, our culture teaches us to be special and above average. So when we're not, we feel inadequate. We grow up thinking, if I'm not perfect, if I make mistakes, if I struggle, then something must be wrong with me. But the truth is, you don't have to be exceptional to be enough. Enough isn't a trophy. It's not something you win. It's something you realize. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a newborn baby, tiny, wrinkly, can't do anything except cry and poop. But when people look at that baby, they see love, potential, worth. No one says, well, this baby hasn't achieved anything yet, so not good enough. That baby just is, and that's enough. Somewhere along the way, we forget that. We start attaching our worth to how much we do, how much we earn, how liked we are. But your value didn't start with your job title or GPA. It started the day you were born. And it hasn't changed. Now you might be thinking, okay, that's nice and all, but it feels real. This not good enough thing, it's in me. Let's go deeper. Sometimes I'm not good enough is a mask. It's a cover-up for deeper fears. Fear of being rejected. Fear of not being lovable. Fear that if people saw the real you, they'd walk away. And so we hustle. We people please. We perfect. We hide. But here's something powerful I heard from Brené Brown. When we trade authenticity for approval, we lose ourselves. Oof. Been there. Trying to be who we think others want us to be. But the more masks we wear, the more distant we become from our true selves. So here's a radical thought. What if you didn't need to fix anything? What if you're not broken? What if the goal isn't to be more, but to come home to yourself? All right, let's get practical for a second. What can you actually do when that not good enough feeling sneaks in? Here are 3 things. 1, name the voice. When that inner critic shows up, give it a name. Seriously. Call it the gremlin, or Mrs. Perfect, or Gary. That voice is not the truth. It's just a fear wearing a fancy suit. 2, practice self-compassion. Not in a fluffy way, but in a grounded, kind way. Like, hey, this is hard, and I'm still learning, and that's okay. You can't shame yourself into feeling worthy. You can only love yourself there. 3, redefine success. Instead of, am I good enough? Try, am I being real? Try, did I show up with heart today? Let those be your new measuring sticks. Look, you're not alone in this. Almost everyone you admire has had moments of self-doubt. Even the most confident people have wrestled with not feeling like enough. But the good news, you get to rewrite the story. You don't have to earn your worth. You are worthy, just as you are, right here, right now, even on the messy days, even when you feel like a beautiful disaster. Because sometimes being enough is simply waking up, trying again, and choosing to believe that you are more than your doubts, more than your mistakes, and more than the voice that tells you otherwise. Thanks for listening to Emma Wonders. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who might need to hear it too. And remember, you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You just have to be you. Until next time, keep wondering.